What's up, guys? This is the Board Game Roamer bringing you Massive Darkness. This particular scenario that I'm going to be bringing you is actually from, I don't know if you'd really call it an expansion, but these are not your standard tiles. It is from, hopefully you guys can see this, Quest of Crystal and Lava. Alright, and these are special tiles that work very differently from the other tiles, and is one of the things that I got in the Kickstarter. Seen a lot of playthroughs with regular tiles and just doing the normal scenarios, so I thought I would do something a little bit different, and this is actually the third of 6 quests that are in this scenario book, but what I liked about it is it was a little bit smaller, but it did use a combination of both the fire and the crystal lava, tiles and the crystal tiles. So I did like that. So I'm gonna read you the story now, how this thing starts off, and kind of talk a little bit about the quest, because there are some special rules for the tiles, and there are also some very specific special rules for these lair tokens and for the treasure and library tokens. So, the quest starts out as such. Quest 3, Lost in the Music. We dismiss the rumors about the crystal echoes driving people mad. Well, we've been listening to them for hours now. We feel dizzy, grumpy, and are obviously lost. Not for long, anyway. We found another monster nest. We'll kick the baddies, then interrogate them. So, basically the short of it is, this particular scenario, our goal is actually, instead of just killing everything and getting to the end, we're attempting to capture 3 roaming monsters. Now, I have chosen not to do this in story mode. I may go back, at some point in time and do everything in not story mode. Do it in, go back and do it in story mode. But for this particular one, I'm not going to do that. If you would like to see more of this and you would like to see a progression in story mode, then that's something we can definitely do later if you guys are interested. But that will be on down the road. So let's talk about this quest. So basically what happens is, at the end of every round, after everybody's gone, we roll a red die. And if a BAM comes up on that red die, one red attack die, then one of these 3, where's the third one? Oh, I forgot to put the third one out. Huh. Well, I'll fix that later. There's another one right here. Just remember that. One of the 3 layers will populate a roaming monster. Now, we only go up to level 3 in this quest, so it would always be a lesser roaming monster. But we populate a roaming monster. Then we flip the tile, we flip the token over, and we continue on. Alright? So at the end of the round, if at the end of any round there are no lair tokens face up and there's 1 or fewer roaming monsters in play, flip all the lair tokens face up. So they're going to come out, and we need to capture them, right? But potentially there could be 3 out, and if we don't capture them, or if we take too long leaving 1 out there, then potentially we could be spawning a whole lot more. So this particular scenario is very neat in that we're not trying to kill stuff, we're actually trying to just wound it, because here's the next part. If you pick up an artifact token, that's one of these 2 treasure chest tokens here, they're actually both out, then basically that's treated as a net, and we use nets to capture these monsters, alright, these roaming monsters. Also the library token. The library token is a little bit different. The first survivor that picks it up gets a permanent bonus for the rest of the adventure, for the rest of the quest, and that's the slippery ability. Even if he hands these off, because these artifact tokens, this library token, those can be traded just like an item, all right? They're treated just like an item, except you can't turn them into, get new items. But they're treated just like an item. So we can trade those in and among the party, but whoever picks this library token up first gets slippery permanently. So what happens is, if a hero has one of the 3 tokens, one of the 2 artifact tokens or the library token, then if they're in the zone with a roaming monster, they can attempt to capture it. You basically spend an action, you roll 2 red die, and if the swords that show are equal to or higher than the monster's remaining health, it's considered captured. Now, the tricky part, I think, I have not played this, alright? This is the first time I'm playing this, which means a couple things. A, I'm probably going to screw some stuff up, so I'm going to try not to, but definitely if you see anything that I missed, that I did not address, leave it in the comments below, and we'll definitely I'll try to keep up with that and remember it for the next time. But I think the trick is going to be doing the damage to these guys, because I'm going to have to make sure that when I do damage that I'm not doing so much damage that I kill them, because if I kill them and don't get them within, let's see, I believe it would be 6, yeah. On the red die, 3 is the best. So once they're in the 6 or less range, then I almost don't need to attack them. But to be fair, by doing that, if I don't capture them in a round, then they're going to start doing some attack backs, and that's just not going to be good for anybody. And it says, let's see, it says if the monster's captured, if the lesser roaming monster is captured, remove it from the board, discard the net token, give 5 XP to all heroes and the monster's treasure to the capturer. If the capture attempt fails, the net's not discarded, so we can keep using it until it works. But the roaming monster will perform a counterattack at the end of the hero's activation. So if we don't capture these things, they're going to hit. And if we're at the end of the round, then they're going to activate and possibly hit again. So we definitely have our work cut out for us. So that's the rules for the quest. Let's talk for just a second about these tiles. So the lava tiles, which are these 3 up here, and this is the same, this particular thing is the same for both the lava and the crystal. You'll notice that there's crystal, these blue, and the lava is these red. Basically all the chambers on these tiles, they're always in shadow. Okay, so we'll start with the lava. If a hero ends their activation on a tile that's not a shadow tile, that's a lava tile, so all these with a red, they immediately take 1 wound, period. They don't get to not take a wound. They just immediately take a wound. That's for the lava tiles. For the crystal tiles, if you end your activation in one of these rooms, you roll a die, and one of 3 things happen. If you roll a blank, nothing happens. That's alright. If you roll a single shield, you heal a wound. That's nice. But if you roll the one side that's 2 and a bam on the blue, that is, you take 2 wounds and you're stunned. Ooh, excuse me. So we've got to go in here at some point to get that right, and we've got to go through these tiles to get stuff. So that it's definitely going to make it, shall we say, interesting. I don't know if I'll have this in the video before or after, but I'll go over everybody's skills and abilities during the playthrough, because it's pretty cool to do everything. I don't know that I would be able to get 2 rounds in playing through at one time, but we'll see. My goal would be to get through a full round of the survivors, activate all the enemies, spend the XP, at least get one of those done. We'll just see how it goes. And I will do my best to try to keep you updated with the hero boards. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time reading over this stuff over and over again, so I'll probably just show them to you if I haven't already, one time, and then just kind of comment on them as they grow. And then maybe at the halfway mark we'll do like at some point I'll do like a very specific look at here's this sheet, character sheets and all that for each one of them. But I really just want to get the gameplay in, because that's to me the most fun part of it. But anyway, let's get started. So the first player token is actually with Miriam, which is purple right here. Now you'll notice that my boy little Ned has the red on the top. That's because his base is larger and it will not fit the standard size ring, so I just put it on top so you could see him, just to make him a little bit more visible. But Miriam's going to go first. So she, being somebody that is not got a lot of health, is just going to activate and move 1, 2 for her first action. Second action, because we want to get them off the lava tiles, she's going to open the door. When she does that, we draw a door card. Okay, this is not good. So number 1, spawn a guard card in the active hero zone, and we drop 1 next level treasure. So we'll do that in a second. And then the second room, there's no enemy and 3 treasures. So 1, 2, 3 treasures in the dark. But what sucks is the guard card. So let's see what we draw. Alright, goblin archers. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Alright, goblin archers. Let's see what they get for their equipment. And they get well, that's a trap chest. If we draw those, then we just draw another one until we actually draw an item. Gnomish gold sack. Same thing. Lesser healing potion. Okay, so they don't really get anything extra there. So that's nice. Put these underneath here. It kind of sucks though, because both the gold sack and the other would have been really nice for our actual heroes to have. But it be what it be, as they say. Alright, give me just a second here. There are, if you watch my unboxing video, you should know that there are a stupid, emphasis on stupid, number of minions and such to put out here, so give me a second to do that. Alright, so we've got archers. Alright, so here we go. There's the boss, and then we need 6 archers. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, the good thing is, if there is a good thing about this, couple of these base sets, because if you remember the Kickstarter, I got some extra agents. So this is a group that I have an extra agent for. So if I got this card later on, and I did not, I'd already had these guys out here and I hadn't beat them, that actually get activated again. But fortunately, that is not the case, because I have an extra agent, an extra boss that I can actually put some more out. So that's cool. Alright, and let's move this over here just because it makes it easier for me to deal with at the time. Move her sheet over here. Now, being the first turn, she doesn't have anything on her sheet, so I don't really have anything that's going to help there. But I will set this right here because I do need to remember her special abilities. Alright, well, I guess the only thing she can really do is attack, right? Yep. So she's going to use a yellow, and her staff is also, excuse me, her staff is a yellow, and her shadow mode does not matter. She doesn't have any other skills, so we'll just be rolling the yellow and the blue for her to attack with her third action the goblins. And we're already in a bit of an issue here because there's no way she can kill all these in one turn, which means that at the end of her activation she's going to be taking a damage. So yeah, and she doesn't have any she doesn't have any XP to spend to do anything, so there we go. Alright, so there's the roll. We got 1 hit and no defense, so she did manage to kill one of the archers, which is great. I'm just going to set them over here because I'll probably end up pulling them out at some other point. So that means that she gets Uno XP, and that is her last action, unfortunately. And they get to attack, and since they are in melee, they only get 1 yellow die, and she has the leather armor, and so she will roll. Oh wow, okay, so they do 2 damage, and she blocks 1, so that's 1. So she goes from 5 to 4, and since it's the end of her activation, she's actually going to go from 4 to 3. Yep. Yep. I don't think, haven't really considered this. So her special skill is healer. Once per activation, roll 1 defense die and heal wounds equal to the number of shields from herself or an ally in sight. It says it once per activation, so I'm curious if after she takes that damage, if she could use that skill. Hero's phase. Once a player has resolved his hero's activation and any possible counterattacks. Oh, no. I have to do it before I spend my 3 actions, it looks like. So, there we go. That is her turn. One down. Some ridiculous number to go. So the next up on the schedule will be, let's see here. Alright, let's go. We'll go from top to bottom. So this is going to be Azrael. That is the gentleman in this aqua color right here. So he's going to move on his first activation. He's going to go 1. I guess he might as well go 2. No reason not to. And then he's going to make an attack. And let's see here. He doesn't have any XP to spend, but his commander ability, his free class skill is called Command. Let's see what that does. I forget. Command. There's charge. Once per activation, the hero can spend an action to allow another hero to immediately perform a free action, and it does not trigger a counterattack. So it's not really anything special. Oh, no, there is, because So that was his first action. He's going to use command. No, he's not going to use command. He's just going to attack. He's got a blue, yellow, and the goblin archers have a blue. So basically the same attack. He's going to do that. And what do we get? There we go. 1 hit and no defense from the archers, so that's another archer down. He gets 1 XP for that. That is his second. Now he will do his third attack. Oh, here we go. Third attack is 2 hits. Archers block nothing. He also gets a bam, but right now the bam doesn't do anything for him. So 2 more archers perish, which is awesome. So he goes from 1 to 3 XP. And that is the end of his activation. The archers are going to attack. He ended his round there, so we'll do the lava damage right now. That's 4. The archers are going to attack. He also has just the blue right now. And their attack is still yellow. And they did nothing to him, so he's good to go there. Awesome. And third up, Owen, our boy Owen, who needs to get in that square real quick. Alright, Owen is green. Remember Owen's special skills defend, excuse me. Oh no, that's another, oh, sorry, this is Paladin Fury. So his special skill is he may reroll blank defense, may reroll blank results 1 additional time on his defense for himself. His other special skill is, his free skill is called Bulwark. Defense +1 to other allies in the same zone. So when he moves in here, it's effectively going to add a blue dice to anybody that's in here with him. So we definitely want to get him in there. Probably, in hindsight, should have used command to bring him in there earlier. So there's a tactic that I missed, but hey, it is what it is, right? So first activation, 1, 2 to get into the square, and then he's going to attack. And again, he's got the yellow, the long sword, so it's just a yellow. Rolls, and the goblins get double defense to his 1 hit, so nothing happens. They use his third activation, his third action point to do another attack. That is 1 hit and no defense, so we take out 1 more archer, and he gets 1 point for that. It's the end of the turn, so he takes the lava damage. Now he, because he's using a longsword, gets an additional blue die. So now he has 2 blue defense die, and the goblin archers have their 1 yellow attack die. And we got on his defense die, he got 1 defense and 1 blank. Archer's got 1 hit. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to roll the... Okay, well, his defense reroll didn't do any good because he still got a blank, but he defended it. So he doesn't take any damage from the counter, which is awesome. Then, gosh, Next, I think we're gonna, well, I say I think. I'm sitting here trying to decide what order to activate them in. I've already got that set. Alright, so the next to activate is going to be Whisper, the Blood Moon Night Runner, who does not have any skills on her class, so that's cool. We will fix that hopefully soon. She will activate. Shadow Mode Defender -1. Yep. she will activate and move into the fray. And that's one activation. Her other two activations, she will do an attack for her first one. Well, I guess it will be technically her second. It's one hit, no defense from the goblins. She takes out the final archer for a point. She will use her third attack, please, 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 to try to take out the mob boss. And he blocks it. Of course. Then the mob boss is going to attack back, and actually, in this case, she's going to get 3 defense dice because she has 1 from her leather armor, 1 from her longsword, and she gets the 1 because Owen is in her square. And she blocks it. So I've got 2 blanks, 2 shields, which blocks the 1 hit. So she doesn't take any damage from them, but she does take the 1 damage from the lava. Yay! Lava damage. Yep, that's all she can do. And then we've got little Ned. Little Ned, little Ned, little Ned. Little Ned is going to activate and use his activation to move 1 and flip open this door. This is a little bit risky, but we're gonna do it. And oh, fortunately for us, guard card says 3 regular treasures in the first room, and that's it. So that was his first activation. He moved with did a movement action. First point he moved, he opened the door. The second point, he'll use his second activation to just go ahead and move in and pick everything up. So that's 3 treasures, and because it's the library token, he gets that slippery ability. The idea here for me is that hopefully he will be somewhat of a tank, and hopefully he can get some good weapons to do some damage and then use an action to capture and live to tell about it. And I hope that I can use Miriam and Malleus, who hasn't gone yet but is fixing to go, for their healing abilities to try to keep him up if he starts taking a lot of damage, and then use some of these other guys to do the damage or augment the defense, and just see how that works. That may work out great, that may not work out so great, we'll see. But he actually gets this token, the library token, so we're going to put it over here with him. So that's what he got, and he drew 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3 treasure cards are coming his way. Let's see what he gets. We've got, oh wow, okay. Okay, so he's got Mage's Charm. It's an item. Once per activation, roll a yellow attack die and deal wounds equal to the number of swords to 1 enemy in line of sight at range 0 to 2. That is excellent. And then he has chainmail armor and plate armor, which obviously he will be equipping a different one. Chainmail armor when he's doing defense, a band gives him +1 defense, 1 shield. Plate armor just always gives him +1 shield, period. So obviously, if we're going to kind of make him a bit tanky, he's going to need that plate. But now we've got a little bit of armor for somebody else if we need it. Now, here's the interesting part. I've only used 2 activations, right? I have 1 more. His Mage Charm that he just picked up says once per activation, roll a yellow die to an enemy in a line of sight at range 0 to 2. So, if I join the party over here, even though he has no actions, would have no actions to attack, he would actually be able, he may potentially be able to kill the boss. Is it worth it? Because he's going to take damage. So the question is it worth it? You know what? Let's do it. So he'll spend his third activation to go 1, 2. Kind of move everybody around here. 1, 2. Then he'll roll his yellow die for Mage Charm. He gets a sword, which means that he kills the boss. Yay. Goblin goes away. And he gets the Lesser Healing Potion, which he may very well need at some future point. And that is the end of his activation. He will take his 1 damage for being in the fire. There are no counterattacks. Heroes are done. Next thing we'll do is we'll activate our final hero, Malleus. He will move 1, 2 for his first activation. Second action point, he'll move into the Shadow Room right here and pick up the treasure for his second action. So he gets 3 treasures. Again, we're at level 1. 1, 2, 3. There's his 3 treasures. What do we get? Okay. Orb of Courage. It's a 2-handed weapon. It's magic. 2 yellow die. Attack +1 to the hero and all allies in the same and adjacent zones. Oh, interesting. That actually may be better for Miriam. Then we have a shield. Any 2-handed weapon is instead considered a 1-handed and thus can be paired. Interesting. So basically, you can, with the Dwarven Shield, you can put it with anything you want to put it with, even if it's 2-handed weapon. And then we have a composite bow, which is range, 2 damage, 2 yellow, attack. If you roll a band, you may reroll 1 defense die 1 additional time. If you're attacking, so you can reroll the enemy's defense die maybe to make them lose some. Cool. So what do we want to do? Gosh. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. This Orb of Courage, well, yeah, I want to give the Orb of Courage to Miriam at some point. So for now, we're just going to equip the shield to give him an additional defense and let him keep his mace. And then we'll hold on to the composite bow. We may hand that off to somebody because we really don't have a lot of range right now. We may give that to Whisper, but I can't do that because they're not in his square right now, so that doesn't matter. So there we go. That's his turn, and just like that, that is all of our heroes' turns. So now we're at the end of the activation sequence. We're end of the round where everybody's activated. The next thing we're going to do is the enemy phase, which there are no enemies, so that's awesome. Then let's see here. I'll look at the scenario so I can make sure I understand when to spawn these things. The end of every round, yeah, okay. So experience phase, we don't have, nobody has enough. Oh wait, I did not. Why didn't y'all tell me that? I forgot to give everybody 3 experience for killing the boss. So everybody gets 3 experience. So that puts Whisper to 4, Lil Ned to 3, Malleus to 3, Owen to 4, Azrael to 6, and Miriam to 4. So let's take a second here and look at Azrael and see if we want to do anything with him, because he would actually have enough to level up potentially. All right. So yeah. All right, for him, here's what I think I'm going to take. So he's got some options for 5. He can +1 max health. He can taunt. He can protector. Says if an ally in the same zone would be wounded, you may take the wounds instead. That's nice. Well, man, I guess I could potentially. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Noble Defense, which is on defense, if you get a BAM, you get +1 shield, and the hero may heal 1. So I guess for now, since we're in the lava side of things, that may make him a little bit more attacky, for lack of a better word, because he can actually heal, which is good. So, and then we'll determine later on if we really want to go the route of that pencil doesn't work, good grief. If we really want to go the route of giving him more wounds so that he can take more damage with protector. So we'll just go ahead and mark Noble Defense for him. So that's done. Then the event phase. So we're going to draw an event. It says heroes in shadow zones may heal 1. Well, Shadow Blessing, that's awesome, except we don't have any heroes in the shadows, so that kind of sucks. The next thing we do, remember, as part of our quest setup, we roll a red die, and if we roll a BAM, then we have to look at spawning a roaming monster. So let's roll it. Gosh, that was cocked. We rolled a BAM, so let's draw a roaming monster. And we get the Abyssal Demon. Yay! Lovely. And the Abyssal Demon comes with a Lesser Healing Potion. Okay, so that's nice. We'll probably need it. Okay, Abyssal Demon, just so you know what he does. Melee attack, 2 red dice. Magic attack, 2 red dice. Defense, 2 green dice. This is the lesser version, by the way. And he's got 4 health per hero. We have 6. 4 times 6 is 24. Awesome. So let's put 5, 10, 15. For the next episode, I'm thinking I'm going to try to get some like dice. Get some dice in this thing, because that'll be easier than stacking those up every time. So that's him. And the event is done. We move the first player token. I'm just going to move it down. I've basically got 2 rows over here on the side. So next up, starting up, will be Azrael. And that will be it for this episode. Oh, wait. Hold on. That will not be it yet. That's kind of silly. I guess you guys want to see me put him out here, don't you? So, oh, come on. Pull him out of the big box here once I find him. Where are you at, buddy? Buddy's a strong word. Alright, so there he is. I know, they're not painted. It's okay. I promise the world will not end. I promise. Alright. Cool. Alright, so he's out there. Now what we have to do is we have to decide where to put him. which really is kind of important because remember, I mean, he's going to be heading in the direction, but if we put him down here, it's going to take time for him to get up here. So we may be in the middle of a fight and he shows up. So we'd have to be very strategic about that. Or we could put him right here and we immediately contend with him. Alright, let's just flip this over. We're going to put him down here. Kind of away from us, because right now we're really weak. We don't have any skills. We don't have any weapons. Let's do that. And on that note, that's where we're going to end the episode. We've moved the player marker. We're ready to start the next round of what looks like to be... Oh my god. So, I didn't flip these over. My bad. Copious amounts of pain coming our way. So that should be fun. So join me next time for Massive Darkness. Little fire and ice going on here for you. Hope you guys are enjoying it. If you see anything I missed, rules-wise or anything like that in the video, just drop me a comment below. If you like the video and want to see more, continue to watch. And hit the subscribe button. Drop me a thumbs up if you like the video. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye, guys.